give you an idea of how many people bought here. In this area right here, close to the bottom of the market, right here, we have 300,000 transactions, 273,000 transactions, 226,000 transactions, 224,000 transactions. That's a lot of transactions. Basically, millions of shares are just sitting there as sales, and you want to take their money. Home Depot, same difference. I just thought of letters, and I didn't. I was just thinking HD. Let's just look at this group here right here. They were selling like crazy, selling. What made the market go up? What made this market go up from here? So here we have a period of sideways action, and if it goes sideways, it doesn't mean it's going to go up or down. It just means something is going to happen. What made the market explode this way is that all of these people here, they were forced to buy, and when they were forced to buy, the price started moving up. And what made their buying even more painful is that the people on the sidelines decided to jump in and make them force to buy. But the real question is what made this market go down? What made the market go down is all the people here, the people on the sidelines got tempted to take all of this money. They didn't succeed to take all of it. There's no guarantee that it's going to keep going down or keep going up. You know, all you can do is say that these buyers are the ones that contributed to the sales, the sell-off. Alcoa is an aluminum giant. I think it's the biggest aluminum producers, probably in America, maybe the world. For whatever reason, there's probably reasons of some sort. It went from 45 to $5. Now, at some point, it was this is like back in 1992. It was at $6. Now, it kept going up and up and up and up and up. This is a long period of time. You have buyers, and then the sellers took advantage and took away all. The sellers here took all of these buyers' money, and then basically you have people who were holding on to this company for a long time. And I guess this is an example of, a stock can always go to zero. I don't know. This Alcoa is like one of the biggest companies around. They employ lots of people. They're part of the Dow 30. And they looks like almost went out of business almost. So what happened here over a few months? What happened here is all of the buyers over the last 20 years, all of the buyers, even buyers from over here, all of the buyers from here either got their money taken or became sellers, all at the same time. And whatever reason that was, it happened. All of the buyers became sellers or got their money taken. So that's what drove this move down. Now, let's go back to the week. So we have this huge move down, and you have a ton of sellers. I would actually be a buyer of Alcoa. Now, why? Because all of these people who are selling, all of these people here, that money is at risk. This money here is at risk. Okay? It doesn't. I know it kind of sounds silly, but there's no way to go other than up. So if you zoom in, it went from 5 to 17 in a few months. Not a few months. Compared to how quickly it went down, this is like dramatic transformation from here to here, in only a few months. And how did that happen? because the sellers from over here decided to become buyers. And then what happened here? All of these people. What happened here is all of these people, not all of them, about half of them lost money. And then what happened here? Looks like everyone at this point from here to here lost money. They either got out and made profit or they lost money. Buying a stock, a price, or a thing, or whatever it is, because people are saying it's going to go up, or it is going up, or think about it like it's a living thing. It's kind of weird. What you want to do is think of whose money you want to take, and that's the bottom line. If you don't think about it that way, then someone has a plan to take your money. You don't know that person. You don't. But someone somewhere absolutely has a plan to take your money. And the plan is kind of obvious a lot of the times, but it's only obvious if you know that they're planning to take your money. Okay, how do corporations raise capital? How do corporations raise capital? Okay. What companies do is they list on the stock market, and they make an initial public offering. Every corporation has shares. Every corporation can be divided into a number of shares, and that number of shares is finite. Doesn't matter. It could be a zillion, a jillion. Doesn't matter how many. There is no such thing as an unlimited amount of shares in a corporation. Every corporation has a limited amount of shares, and then that corporation, they sell a certain amount of shares on the market, and then the corporation itself. There's two things. The corporation keeps. I don't know the exact number. I don't know what the rule is or how much they have to keep, but let's just say. You know what? Let's look up a new corporation. I think Soda is new, right? Soda is new, and they've been around for a few months. Look at that. They've been around for a few months. So let's look at the day, on a daily level. So they've been around for whatever, how long? Since last November. Soda makes soda. So Soda, I'm going to make up a number of shares. I don't know how many. Let's just say 1 million. They have 1 million shares, and they went to the open market because they wanted to raise capital to expand their business in whatever way possible. They take 500 shares, and they go to the public and say, please buy our shares for whatever price. And they sell 500,000 shares at around this whole area, this between 25 and 23, whatever. So let's just say they sold 500,000 shares for $24. So they made, 1.2, wait a minute, 24 is, 1.2 million they made? I don't know. I know I got a degree in math, but whatever. They sold it for they made a $1.2 million. So they raised right away $1.2 million in cash. Now, they're happy to make money on that initial public offering. They raised cash right away, and they can use that cash for whatever reason. They can use it for whatever they want to do to make that company better. So what happens next? Then you have this crazy action of people buying and selling their stocks. Well, whatever happens to their stocks, that's just left up to the market. how do they make more money in the future? How do they raise even more money? Well, they still have 500,000 shares. The price of the stock went from 24 to 43 in a few days, a few weeks. So it doubled. So they actually made even more money on the shares. What they then do is they don't sell the shares because they need to have, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the company needs to have a certain percentage of shares for themselves. They have to have that money. They have to have the money available on the market, and they have to have those shares. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody please let me know. But what they do is they go out and they go out and take a loan against those shares. So what they would go to a bank or some kind of lending institution and say, I have 500,000 shares worth, $42 right now. Can you give me a loan? And the bank says, fantastic, have some money. So they go out and they just raise lots of money, millions, and nothing really transpired. It's which is why everybody likes capitalization. Everybody does it, and I mean, even though your company is intrinsically tied to the market, intrinsically tied to I think I'm left the part out. I'll just talk about it. It's intrinsically tied to human beings, and which can always just go straight to zero, which happens to some companies. It goes to zero, and all of that money they borrowed money from banks at a certain point. If it goes to zero, then let me just look at this. DI. There we go. Let's look at this company here. This is actually, let me look at that in a month. They've been around for a long time, I guess, so whatever. I don't know when it happened, but I don't know when they got zero. But if your stock goes, they were probably in the $10 range. You know what? Let's look. Remember about Diamond Arts Corporation for now. I'm gonna, whatever you do, don't buy any of these things. We'll come back to this in a while. Whatever. I don't know why this is like this, but basically you can go to zero, and this thing is basically. Oh look, it was at zero for a long time. Zero. Okay, look at that, zero. I proved it. I didn't even know this went to zero. But it's been at zero for a while, and it could be at zero soon. It's at whatever, 4 cents now. It could go to zero. So your company, whatever that company is, Soda, has 500,000 shares, and they borrowed money against that, and they're on a razor's edge. They need to show profits in order for their stock price to keep going up, and they're trying to make sure that they make money. They're going to do whatever they can to make money, but there's no guarantee, none. Doesn't matter how good the company is, it could go to zero. Why? Because the price of an object, the price of whatever it is based on the bid and the ask, and the people on the sidelines waiting to take advantage of the people who are bidding and asking. And those people are prejudiced. Those people have erratic emotions. Those people have their own belief systems. Those people are irrational. Whatever reason is based on people. Our entire system, our entire world economic system, is based on people's feelings, emotions, their thoughts, their beliefs, their fears. At any moment, if everyone decides that it's the end of the world, it will be the end of the world.